Atlas.
Okay, I can mute myself now.
We've got about 3 of you speaking at the same time. I can't hear any of you.
I'm not familiar
Mr.
with
Archer, where's your hat?
Atlas, Michael.
Where's your hat?
Yeah, where's the hat? No, it's just not that cold this evening, so
Teacher.
I'm not wearing my hat.
Wait,
Teacher.
finally, we can finally see Mr. Archer's hair.
See, he does have it. He wasn't lying. He's not secretly bald.
And finally, wait, can you one day show everybody your feet?
Can I what?
At the
Your
end
feet.
of the lesson, I will send you a very funny picture.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Mr.
What?
Archer, can you
wanna
like make?
see it?
But it's about you, not me. Teacher.
Okay, well, thank you, Tina. Tina just sent me a very sweet message. She said, your hair looks weirder than this morning.
Wait.
I love the brutal honesty of children
Oh,
sometimes.
by the way, Mr. Archer, into the afternoon, my computer literally died of
Hi,
battery running
everyone.
out.
Yeah. Well, just make sure you go back and check the
Hot
replay
Australia.
on YouTube.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to get started.
Oh.
So we're going to get started on tonight's topic just as soon as the screen share starts loading. Oh, there we go. Okay. So tonight might be a bit of a shorter lesson, actually, only because there's not quite as much material to go over for this topic. Just trying to move all of these menus around so I can see the buttons I need to click. Okay, there we go. So public speaking, lesson 9, overcoming nervousness and stage fright. Let's click this start button. So we have our introduction slide. So for week 9,
Mr. Archer,
yes.
stage fright is my literal biggest weakness. Like whenever I go up a stage and I see a lot of people, I try not to get a heart attack.
Well, hopefully you can learn a thing or two tonight.
Yep,
that
and
will
I'm just
help-
gonna
that will
raise my
help your
hand.
nerves.
And I'm just gonna raise my hand for preparation. Future
Okay.
preparation.
So the objectives that we hope to achieve by the end of tonight, we want a very basic understanding of nervousness. We want to learn how to manage our anxiety or all of our nervousness. And we want to maybe do learn about a few exercises that can build some confidence in us. So for this first part, I'm going to throw it out to you guys. Who's got a question? Oh, bless. I'm already the clown teacher today. Hey, happy birthday, Ken. Happy birthday. But yeah, so someone's already called me the clown teacher. But I'm going to throw this first question out to you guys. Who would like to share an experience of some time that they got nervous? And what did you do to work through that nervousness? So we'll start with Tom.
So one day I was just doing my own business, and then I actually got a reward for winning the English championship that year when I was grade 4. So people invited me to go up and wanted me to do it like a short speech.
Yep.
And then once I got up, I literally once I looked up at the stage, I got PTSD right away. I literally got PTSD
goodness.
that still stands in my soul to this day.
You're
Because
still
the
traumatized
second I went up,
experience.
like I was so scared that I was literally sweating. Like everybody could see the sweat. It was like feeding my soul. It was like jumping into a pile of lions and trying not to die.
Yep. I know the exact feeling. I felt it many times. Thank you, Tom.
and then I got PTSD to this day. Do you know PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress.
disorder. Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Well,
that-
thank you very much for sharing your story, Tom. Oh, I meant to, there we go. We'll go to Luna next. Wake up, Luna.
I get stage fright literally all the time.
So what sorts of things do you do that you get stage fright at?
So, so one time I was so the whole classroom had to make a speech in front of the class, and I was I had stage fright. So usually in a speech, I would usually speak quietly because you can't so quietly you can't hear me. So other
Yeah.
times I speak loud enough.
Well, let me just say, in the short time that I have known you, Luna, there has not been one moment where I thought that you weren't confident. So well done. You have fooled me for these
Do you
months.
Do you have stage fright?
I do get stage fright sometimes, yes.
Like when?
Well, probably the biggest, the very biggest stage fright that I ever got was when I gave a lecture in front of some of Australia's most important dance professionals, and I introduced a brand new style of dancing to them. And then I got to present the current Australian champions at the time. I got to present them so they could dance for everybody. So I was extremely nervous for that speech to go well, for that lecture.
I'm
But yeah, actually, some of the things that we're going to talk about today actually got me through that lecture and other lectures like it.
I'm shy. I'm shy. I'm even shy to my grandparents.
Yeah, it'll happen. Well, thank you very much for your input, Luna. Tom, let's hear from you.
Okay, I have a question for you. How do
Yeah.
you stay confident or brave if, just let's say, 5 zombies try to eat your brain at that moment and you are running?
Well, if zombies were trying to eat your brain, Tom, you probably wouldn't be trying to stand up and look too confident. You'd probably be trying to run away so your brains don't get eaten by the zombies.
And then if your biggest fear is standing right in front of you and then it jump at you, and what and then you going to do?
I don't know. It sounds like I'm going to bleed. That's my answer and I'm sticking to it. Thank you, Tom. Diana, let's hear about an experience where you felt nervous or perhaps you felt some stage fright, and how did you overcome it?
I have been nervous so many times that so I do have a conclusion for that problem already. It's like when I was called to give a speech in front of a class, my
Yep.
class. Yeah, and for the first time in my secondary school, it's like presents about the rules of the school, and I actually haven't remembered the rules of the school yet. So I got really nervous, but I did it well actually, because the rules school is pretty like not very long and quite easy to remember. And so I get over that nervous. I got over that nervousness by looking at my head teacher. She is always kind and she tell me that I need to be more confident while I was speaking because it's like in secondary school I need to present very much.
Yep.
Yeah, so many times in front of the class like that. So I need to be more confident the next time.
Mm.
And I actually
And if I can ask you a question, Diana,
yes.
do you personally find that the more times you go to give a speech or you're in front of people doing something, do you find that you get braver, or does the stage fright get easier to deal with? What do you find in your experience?
Ooh. I think that it's quite easier to fight with my nervousness. And also I will feel braver while speaking. It's just as I'm used to it. So my brain won't get nervous each time as I just forgot something. I just forget something and yeah, when we are used to it and we will get more confidence while we are speaking. Like why when the first time I spoke to a native person and actually really nervous while calling for them and asking for them to stop for a minute. It's quite it's like very difficult for me at that time. But
Yeah.
as
Okay,
I
well-
go it, yeah, for a long time, then I'm used to it and I feel better.
That's good. Well, thank you very much for sharing your experience, Diana. We'll hear from a couple more and then we'll move on. Mina, let's hear about a time that you felt some nervousness and how did you overcome it?
Well, I have participated in pretty much of public speaking or like presentation to in front of everyone. So it's better now. But the first time that I've got onto a stage, I feel like everyone is staring at me and like they don't really like me at all. And the just face big all of that. But
Yeah.
I have to say, I was terrified of forgetting some details in my presentation. But I scraped it too, and I made up some ideas with not in the PowerPoint. But it was my first time, and I got a fourth prize. My mom and everyone in my house was super proud of it.
Congratulations. Well done, Mina.
Well, the last competition that I joined is a national round, but I scraped it too with a third prize too. So I'm pretty proud of myself.
Well done. Well done. Thank you very much, Mina, for sharing your experiences. Captain John from Hanoi, the most fierce pirate in my Zoom class.
Are you kidding me? So yesterday, actually no, last Friday, I got a debate with another team, and when I'm speaking, I accidentally pressed the enter button, and then I'm still holding my mouse, and then the argument that I'm reading got down, and by that time I was so nervous, right? But I asked to have another go, and my team won.
Very good. Congratulations. You pushed through it. You make a very good pirate, John. I just have to comment, you make a very good pirate. We'll go for one more. Emily. Don't worry, Emily, it's you.
Oh, okay. Well, like you said, overcome nervous. Yesterday, I have a debate with another team, and I don't want to talk about that team name. I really angry, and before that, I have a debate. I have really nervous. My mom said, "Hey, daughter, why are you so nervous?" And I said, because this is the first time that I debate mom, and my mom asked, "This is not the first time. Why you nervous?" And my mom yelled at me a long time. Then I say, "Okay, I will be confident now." Okay, mom, and mom say, "Okay, okay." So this is what I overcome my nervous.
Very good. Thank you very much, Emily. Sorry, just replying to a message in the chat box. Okay. So thank you to everybody that shared their experiences of feeling nervousness and stage fright. So the first thing that we want to talk about is understanding nervousness. So again, we'll just turn this into another bit of I'll turn this into a whiteboard situation. But let's talk about nervousness because I'm sure it's something that we've all felt in the past. So, who wants to tell me something that happens to them when they get nervous? So I'll go first. I'll give an example. So my breathing gets quicker and shallower when I get nervous. So I stop taking the big normal breaths and I start getting a bit more like, so you can hear it's getting a bit quicker. It's not as deep. And that can be an effect of nervousness or a symptom of nervousness. So Tom from Ho Chi Minh, can you think of anything that happens to you when you get nervous? Apparently not. Alice, can you think of something that happens when you get nervous?
I think it makes my tummy feel a little bit funny.
Very good. So you can get a funny feeling in your stomach.
Sorry, Mr. Archer. I was away from keyboard. I was away from keyboard because I did not have dinner. So
That's all right.
so sorry if I forgot to unmute since I'm AFK.
That's all right. Very good, guys. So I've received a few messages as well. Oh, Stella, I'll let you say it. I'll let you say it.
Thanks. So when I get a bit nervous, my voice start to shake a lot. It's like blah blah something like that. I keep making like and as, and my voice keeps shaking a lot.
Very good, Stella. So Stella said two of them. Your voice can get shaky. You use filler words more like like. See, I just used one there. So you tend to use more filler words when you are nervous, and your voice also gets very shaky. You can sometimes get a bit more high pitched. So Kelvin, haven't heard from you yet.
Yes.
What is something that can happen to you if you get nervous?
Yes, I think that nerve can trigger our fight or fight stress response and release a large amount of chemicals, hormones, like adrenaline into your system in the short term, sorry, that increases your heart rate and breathing rate. So your brain can get more oxygen. Like I chat for you before.
So that was a very, very good answer. Your fight or flight response is activated. So for those of you that don't know, in your nervous system, in your bodies, there's, I'm not sure whether it's like a cluster of nerves or like one specific part of your brain or whichever part it is. But basically, when you sense a threat, so if you sense someone jump out at you and try and jump scare you or something like that, then your fight or flight response will kick in. You'll either get really scared and run away screaming, or you'll stand there and try and bash the mean guy up. So that's basically your fight or flight response. And when you get nervous, doesn't matter if it's for a debating competition, a swimming race, a spelling competition, you'll still get that same fight or flight response that you need to overcome. So that was a good one. I'll give you guys another one. Sweating. When you get nervous, you can start to sweat. That's when you get all, and that's when you get all wet armpits and you start to stink. So that can happen when you start to feel nervous. Good. We've got another one from some amazing people in the chat. You can get body shakes or body tremors. That's when you get really nervous and you start to shake. So if I were to go and pick this water bottle up with real bad shakes, I might hold it like that and it starts going crazy in my hand. So you can get stuff like that. So these are some of the things that can happen when we get nervous. The next thing I would like to discuss is the causes of nervousness. So, who would like to have a go at answering that question? What causes nervousness, or what makes you nervous in particular? Tom.
Yes. Yes. My nervous. What caused me to be nervous is homework and teachers.
So what makes you nervous? So teachers, I'll add
Yes.
teachers to the list.
Add teachers to the list because my teachers have been this. Okay. The first day she says, Monday won't be have a
That's
test.
Tom.
Monday I walk to school. Today won't have be a test. And my teacher said, I changed my mind. Today we're going to have a test. I was all like, every time.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you very much, Tom. So we've got teachers and doing your homework. Stella, what's something that makes you nervous?
So something that makes me nervous is people staring at me. If people's like I'm standing by myself on a stage and people like, oh come on, just talk. I would like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm
Do
so scared.
something. Yeah.
What can I do? Like that, and it keeps me. It makes me shake, like I shiver a lot, and it makes me my eyes like, and I nobbles and I try to think of something that I can do in my mind, like I forgot something.
Very good. Thank you, Stella. Okay, so we'll ask a couple more. I'll add another one. Helena just sent me a terrific answer. I would love to read. I'm teasing when I say this, but I'd love to read the website. You copied it off. I'm teasing. But no, so Helena has answered, and very truly, anything that causes apprehension or fear. can lead to feelings of nervousness. So apprehension is just when you're not sure what's going on, and just no matter how hard you try, you can't find the answer. So that's apprehensive when you're a bit, oh, I don't know. They can be brought on by good experiences and negative ones, such as a first date. You might feel nervous when you go on a first date. You might feel nervous when you go for a job interview. You might feel nervous when you go to a funeral. So lots of these different situations, be they good, bad, public, private, many different situations can cause feelings of nervousness. Very good. I am just going to copy and paste that answer. Very good. Okay, a couple more. Sunny, what's something that makes you feel nervous?
I think it causes a nervous because if I join a competitions or a champion, it's a big champion, so I will feel nervous.
No worries. So getting ready to compete makes you feel nervous.
A big champion.
Yeah. Ooh. Very good. Thank you, Sunny. Okay, and hello.
When I get nervous, when I have a concert and I dance or sing,
Yep.
dance or sing anything, or doing something at the audience, and they will look at my face, and I will get fear and scared.
It can be quite scary, can't it?
Yes.
Okay. So, well, thank you very much for your answer. That was a good answer, that. I used to get nervous getting ready for performances all the time. Now, so we've seen here what can happen to our bodies when we get nervous and what sorts of things can cause nervousness. Now, one thing I would like to ask you is, what does nervousness do to a person? Rather, I'll ask that question in a different way. Okay, so that's my question for you guys. How does nervousness affect human communication? So what can happen when you try to communicate? I'm going to pick from a bit further down the list. Irish, you've got your hand up.
I think nervousness effect on human communication. Like when we have nervous, we also have maybe our feelings aren't so happy like that. Sometimes it can be like when
we can't our thoughts in that topic maybe can't be go through, and the speech won't be able to have some ability to be what maybe I haven't forgot it. That's my experience. Okay,
Well,
so
I
yes.
understood the main point that you were trying to make.
Yes, nervous can lead to emotional outbursts during communication. Sometimes we also can't have the confidence to
Yeah.
present it, to present a topic.
Correct.
Yes, because one of the reason that makes nervous is you are unconfident, or you are not you're not so ready enough to present that topic to the audience. Sometimes like
Yeah.
that.
I understand that. Well, thank you very much for your input, Irish. That was very good. Anna, you're next. How does nervousness
My hand
affect
is shaking.
communication?
So I raised my hand for a long time. Well, I will answer the question. Well, like for example, when we the nervousness is affected by our morning. For example, when we want to go to for a companies, and we actually it's definitely we have to talk to the boss about that. And when we talk to the boss about that, but our feeling is so nervous. And when we have nervous in our feeling, the boss will feel like a little bit or a lot uncomfortable about us. So we will have less chance to go to this company. And when we have less chance to go to this company, our money can be loose. And that's my idea.
Very good. Thank you, Anna. Okay. So we'll end that bit there. Now, the reason that I wanted to focus so much on so the reason that I wanted to focus so much on what happens when you get nervous, so up here, what causes nervousness and how does nervousness affect communication. I wanted to pay attention to this. The reason for that is that because a lot of different things can equal nervousness. So if you have one of these side effects during a more stressful situation, maybe you're just feeling nervous. Okay. So thank you guys for sharing your experiences there and talking about everything together. So we've discussed the effects of nervousness as well. So the physical impact, so like the things like the jitters, the nervous voice, the extra filler words. So now the other thing to really discuss, I suppose, would be the mental impact. And we'll only spend a minute on this, and that's just stuff like if you find it more difficult to maybe follow an instruction that would otherwise seem simple, maybe you're just feeling nervous. So yeah, it can make your brain a bit foggy sometimes. So that's, or I suppose, as well as the actual feelings that you feel of nervousness, like you're so jittery and jumpy. But yeah, that about sums that up. So don't worry though, because there are things we can do for managing these feelings. So if you're ever nervous, so we're more going to be putting this towards just before you get up on stage to deliver a speech. But this is still the same thing. You can use some of these techniques to calm yourself down. So I've just chosen a few random ones. One of them I actually use myself and I find it helps. So the 3 strategies that we'll talk about tonight, excuse me, are breathing exercises, visualization techniques, excuse me, and positive affirmations. So breathing exercises is just quite literally just breathing in, breathing out, doing it in certain ways. It relaxes you. Visualization techniques is kind of like meditation, where you close your eyes and you visualize what you want to happen. That can help ease your nerves a lot. And we also have positive affirmations, which are nice little statements that you say to yourself about yourself. And you say it like you believe it, and then you start to believe it, and then it can really help with some things. It can be good for things like overcoming a bad habit. So, the first thing we'll do is I'll just show you a basic, breathing exercise. So if you find your breathing getting quite paced and shallow, so quite fast and like that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to try and control your breathing. So you're going to slow it right down. You're going to imagine that the way that I like to do it is you breathe in for a 4 count. So breathe in nice and slow and controlled over that count of 4 to fill your lungs. And you want to do it through your nose, by the way. So you actually want to breathe in through your nose. So you breathe in for a count of 4, you hold it for a count of 2. So 1, 2, and then you breathe out for a slow count of 4. So and the point of it is to actually control all aspects of your breathing, because when you're nervous, you might notice that your breath goes a bit, you start to maybe skip a breath or lots of short, shallow breaths. So just really focusing on controlling your breathing, that can be a great way to get your nerves back and not feel that nervousness as much. So we'll go through that one again. I'll write the steps in the chat box. And keep in mind, this is just how I do it. There are other ones where it's like breathe in for 5, hold for 3, and then breathe out for 7. And I don't know what the difference between them is. I just find that keeping a steady rhythm really helps. Yes, meditation.